Hey, it's your captain. How y'all doing? You doing okay today? We're here at the Portal Games Neuroshima Bootcamp to teach you about Neuroshima. Except Komorowski, because Komorowski helps me every week because I don't know what I'm doing. That's just being truthful. I'm hoping that today we're going to find out how the AI is doing. The old AI on the new app. Now, I've been able to beat the AI even on hard. I mean, you know, my thing was in the past, hey Ruby, my thing in the past was to go in and play it on easy, because why do you want to make it more difficult on yourself, right? And the thing is that when you first start out with Neuroshima app, the old app, man, it would really kick your butt, and you'd think, man, I don't know if I like this game, because you never won. Well, it takes a little doing, it takes a little know-how and whatnot, and of course, if you've been spending some time with me, you probably have that know-how. So now we're playing the new app, and the new app doesn't do stupid stuff like the old app did, but I'm still not finding it extremely difficult. There's a few things that have happened in the past that made me question what was going on with it. So in other words, now Ruby, you're allowed to miss anytime you want to, dear. Anytime you want. It's fine. It's fine. You always catch it on rerun, right? Anyway, so one of the things that we saw was as we went to play, I had a melee guy right next to the other, to the bad guy's base, and he ended up drawing a push, and he didn't push me away to save himself. So he actually threw 2 pushes away on that turn, and I couldn't figure out why. You know, so there's a few things that happen like that make me question it. So I thought, well, we need to just kind of keep an eye on it, because I know they're always tweaking on it. And here's how I know that they're always tweaking on it. Let's take a look at the app, shall we? We're going to play a game, but I want to show you that first. Here we go. You know, everything is more delicious in a Neuroshima mug. Get them on the Portal website. Anyway, taking a look at the app, this is the main menu. You can create a game here, but I wanted to show you this in rules. Now last week we looked at it, and we saw in armies you could actually go through and check out the armies. You could even look at the units, and I really like how these units work, where you can move them like this and look at them and click on it, and it tells you exactly what it does, which is really nice. So really cool. So I like how that's arranged. It's very nice, easy to get into, so that you can check out what the different armies do. Now, I'm interested to see what happens when we end up with more than 4 armies. Maybe we'll scroll across the bottom down here where these armies are. Maybe they'll scroll across the bottom and you pick an army, but we can't tell yet. So there's that. Then I noticed here they have a thing, tutorial. Well, now in the past, last week even, you click on tutorial, nothing happens. Well, watch what happens now. Oh, something happened. Welcome to Neuroshima Hex tutorial. And it basically, it goes through it and says, hey, you got to click on this thing. You click on it, so you acknowledge I got 35 tiles. You come here and it says, hey, you start with 20, you know. And then it says at the beginning of the game, choose to place the HQ on the board. So, so we're supposed to move the HQ, right? And then the HQ suggested to confirm the move. Bloop, confirmed. So it goes through. I'm done. It goes through the whole thing. So pretty neat. I'll leave that for you to discover the rest. But I mean, if you already know, you know. But this is going to be nice for new players to be able to actually step right through it, get a nice tutorial in. Obviously, you have access as well to the manual, the game manual, so you can read through the manual as well. I think it's fantastic. So I think if you didn't know anything about the game, you could go right into the tutorial and get it done. Hey, it's Dutch. Hey, Dutch. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. So let's create a game, shall we? Let's see. We're gonna do. I'm a local player, but I'm gonna make this question mark. We don't know who we are or who we're playing. We're just gonna play the AI on hard and see what they hand us, shall we? Let's get it going. Bam. Oh, we're the Moloch. That's all right. That's all right. It's the year of the Moloch, right? Well, I guess that was last year. Well, whatever. Here we go. I am ready for Gen Con. I was told that they just recently changed their policy at Gen Con where everybody who goes has to wear masks. So, little bit of a bummer. But I think it's better that we all wear masks than to have that hodgepodge of some people have to wear masks and some people don't. I don't like that enforcement thing. I think either you say, hey, wear a mask if you want, or nobody has to wear a mask. You wear a mask if you want, or you say everybody has to wear a mask. Like this thing about like only certain people have to wear masks. I think that at that point that should be in that place of your own choice, right? And yeah, Komoroski, I guess better safe than sorry. I don't know how things are looking there at Gen Con, but people will be traveling in and be traveling from all different places, so we don't know. I mean, it could be a spreader event, right? I mean, they always talk about those things, but I don't know. I feel like board games keep you safe. Or maybe it's what's in my Neuroshima Hex cup. Anyway, I just went to Taco Bell, and my buddy Robert up there, he told me that they were going to have to start wearing masks again there at Taco Bell. Just got it from on high. So he's kind of bummed out about it, but there it is. Yeah, the Moloch variant. That's what you got to look out for. All right, well, I'm going to do my normal thing. Not put it in the middle, not put it on the edge. I like to put it somewhere in this outer ring. And it doesn't matter where you put it in this outer ring. It looks the same. It's just turning it a different way. So, I don't know. We can put it here. We'll put it this place this time. There you go. Let's see what happens. All right. Now they, whoop, come on now. Yeah, I don't want to push. So apply the unlucky draw rule. Sure. Well, now I got to take that one. All right. So they get a plus to their attack. So I think what I'm going to do is just simply try to block them up a little bit. I think we'll put this here. Or we could put it here. That would give maybe another plus there. Okay, we'll put it here. So I'm just using that as a bit of a blocker. We've got more a line of fire type attacks. And so I'm thinking what I can do, if I put this here, it'll help to block him from getting that double melee attack, right? Now, there's only a couple of places I can shoot him from where I'll be able to do that double, and that would be here and here. because this place doesn't have a line of sight to his HQ, neither does this. I can use these two spots for line of sight, and if I had a guy to put there, I would. But the HQ would end up destroying whatever I put there, and I like to keep those gun guys further away, because if they're out here where he's not hitting them, then they'll get multiple shots. It'll just take a couple more rounds, right? So that's sort of my take on that. Let's see here. All right, he's got a push. He didn't use. All right, I think he saved it. It didn't look like he threw that away. It's taking a bit for the computer to update here. All right. Well, now this is on hard, and he put this over here to do damage to my oh, what do they call that? That's your medic. And it would have made more sense for him to put the guy here and attack my base, because he can always in a later round put something here to attack the medic. If he attacks my base, the medic will disappear anyway. So you might as well attack the base as a priority over a medic, right? That's just simple. Because if I attack the base and the medic goes away, then I've got that done. Either way, I'm destroying the medic. But if I destroy the medic early and then hit the base, boom. You know, so anyway, I probably will go with this guy to block some stuff up. That might be good. And he's got a extra defense, so I could put him here, and that would help to defend. So that's all right. I've got a push, but I don't really think I need a push. I think what I'm going to do is just do this and just start doing some damage. Doing some damage. Yeah, start a battle. Yep, so he hurt my medic. And now it's asking me, do I want to explode? So that's something that this guy does. He's like a bomb, except that you can actually put him on the edge. And he will do 1 damage to everything that's next to him. And that's an important thing to remember when playing the Moloch, is that you do have a bomb, and it will do 1 damage to the space that you drop it in and every space that's next to it. But you have to drop it within this inner circle. You can't put it on an edge. You can't put the bomb on an edge. So do I want to explode? Nope. And I do 1 damage to him. Now he does 1 damage to me, but I had armor, so I'm still alive. So that's 1 more place he can't put a guy. Now that guy goes in there, and he's going to get a plus to his attack. And he's got a 3. But you see how he's put this guy there, and it's doing him absolutely no good. None whatsoever. All right, all right, all right. Recently beat Moloch on medium difficulty on the new app, so I know that AI needs tweaking. Somehow, if I'm coming out oh, well now Paul, maybe you know, maybe you're learning something from me. Maybe that's what it is. Paul, you might be getting better because you're watching old Captain. I'm going to definitely put this guy here and zap some people. We don't need a medic. I don't like saving myself. I like beating people up. So, number 1 thing I'm going to do is do this. All right. Number 2 thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put this guy right here. I think. Yeah. The reason I was thinking about putting them here is because I could put, if I put them here, I'm keeping myself from doing a shot. So I'm hoping to put some kind of a gun guy over here be able to take a ranged attack. So maybe this guy will take him out, and then I'll have a #1 gun go and take this guy out. Right now, this is a Gauss cannon, which will destroy anything along this line, any of his guys along that line. All right. Uh-oh, he's got a net. We got a net. Oh, he's gonna net my Gauss cannon, which means I have to kill his net. All right. Well, good news. We got this guy. Oh, that happens on a 2. Gauss cannon happens on a 1. Oh man. All right. I hate to do it, but I have to get rid of this, because if I take this guy and I put him here, and then I take this and I put it here, he's going to do 3 damage. He'll do 6 damage in 1 round. Hey, what you playing tomorrow, Paul? Oh, we got the bomb. We've got the bomb. So, I drop the bomb here. It will do damage to this guy, knock him out. It'll knock him out. It'll knock this out. It'll knock my guy out. It'll knock the... All right, so I think that's what I'm going to do. And this guy happens on a 3. So I really like that. Man, I still want to take this guy out. Let me think about it. Which of these two? Because I want the bomb. I'm going to definitely drop the bomb. It'll clear out 2 of my guys, but that's okay. This guy's not doing much anyway. So, but we got this kind of shot. 51st state. I like it. You using the expansion? Let's see. Ooh, let's see. If I do it this way. If I do it this way. All right. So if I put him here, I can shoot the base and then shoot this way and kill that guy. But it's on a 2, so he'll already have damaged me, which I hate. But that seems better. Yeah, that seems better. So I'll get rid of this. We'll drop the bomb right here. I'll give you a little bomb action. Little bomb action. Woohoo! Yeah! It's a lot more fun to watch that video when you're the one dropping the bomb. Know what I mean? That's some good stuff right there. Anyway. Gonna put this here. Yeah, I like that Moloch expansion. Kind of dangerous though. All right, now we're doing some damage. We still got to take this guy out because I really want that to happen. So he's getting 2 damage on me here, and on a 2 he's going to take this out. So I'll get 3 on him, and then I'll get 2 on him, unless I can take these guys out. Oh, not another net. What's he going to do with it? Oh, he's going to net my HQ. All right. Ooh.
Well, notice, by the way, when the HQ gets netted, my guy's only going to do 1 damage. So the module that is associated with HQ gets turned off as well. So I have to net these 2 guys is what I really need to net. And I could use a push if I netted these 2 guys, but if I use this, it'll do more. I think what I'm going to do is this, because I can't get rid of all these guys, and I wish it would. I wish it was a 4, but no such luck. We're going to put this guy here, and I've got it protected this way with at least some armor, and some this way in case he turns. So, and that'll happen on a 2, and then this 1 will go off. So, unfortunately, that 3 will already have attacked. That 2 will get an attack in as well. But I'm going to take them out, so that'll be good. All right, so now that's going to happen on a 3, which means this 2 will happen. And the net will come back on. So on a 2, these guys won't get their pluses because of his net. Dadgummit. And this guy's trying to take out my gauze. And I can't boost the initiative of anybody. Can't boost the initiative of a net. He's already doing it. Can I place... Can this guy push even though he's netted? I don't think he can. No. What I thought. But we could push the net out of the way. We go here. Push the net out of the way. Can't push that guy. I could push this guy over here. That'll save me 2 damage. Wish I could push that guy. This guy's gonna kill this guy. So maybe I take the 2 damage and get rid of him. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about too, Komorowski, is the gauze cannon dying. Unfortunately, I'm going to move this guy out of the way, and he's going to get more guys, and he can put them right in these vacant spots, though. That's... Yeah, I could use the gauze to push him now. Yep, definitely. But I'm just worried about, as soon as I push him, they got 2 vacant spots here, and that is exactly where he's going to put some guys. And he's going to go after my gauze cannon. And then I will have got 2 damage and lose my gauze cannon. And he's got 2 on this, and that is what it would take to kill him, is 2. Maybe I can put somebody in behind him because he's only a 2. All right. I net the netter. Yeah. Net the netter. Who nets the netter. So I'm going to go with my gut here. I think that if I moved that out of the way, he would just put somebody there to kill my gauze cannon. So I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to hope that I can put somebody back here with a better thing to kill his guy, and that we don't actually get anything. So I'm going to take this. I'll put it here, and I'll move that guy. So that's what I got. Let's see how it happens. All right. All right. Mm-mm-mm. That guy's a 3. So that's good. Alright, I can put this 3 back here, kill his netter and his guy, which is awesome. The double attack, unfortunately, is not helping me. Not helping me. So, this guy's a 2. Alright. Alright, well, I have to get rid of this, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah. So this guy's a 3. There's a couple of things. Number one, I can take out this, which keeps my Gauss cannon alive. So if I take that guy out, I'll keep my Gauss cannon alive. If I put this over here and turn it just right, it will take out all those 2s. Before they get to do any damage, which means I'll be able to do an extra damage with him, and I will 1 extra damage with him, and I will avoid 1 damage. So I'll be up to, this right here kills all those guys. That's a lot of guys. I think I'm going to go with this. I'm going to go here with this guy. And I'm going to put this guy right here. Right like so. And he gets to drop in some more guys. Let's see what happens. This is the knife fight in the phone booth thing. Oh. There we go. There we go. Now notice he put that module attached to a net, but he didn't have a lot of choices. It's kind of his way of starting a battle. So there you go. Now we've cleared his board and we still got viable units alive ready to shoot him, right? He's at 17, we're at 18, so we're still winning. We've got some blocks. I'd like to put this 3 right here and maybe put a blocker in front of us. So we'll get rid of one of these blockers. We'll put this guy here. So he will attack behind us and to the sides, plus his base. Also, he used as a defense because he won't be able to get that plus attack from his HQ. So that seems pretty good. And he goes off on a 3, which is pretty quick. Now we got this guy. Now obviously you don't want to have the armor or the this defense shield here against the HQ, because the HQ is not shooting. He's going to do melee. So it only helps us if we block someone shooting. So I would imagine that would be maybe this way. He could put a shooter here, but like that would shoot this guy. So this would be the most probable way that we could get shot. And that blocker going that way makes the difference. That's us. What's he got? Oh, got another freaking netter. All right. All right, we got to take that netter out. Okay, that's a 1. He shoots 3 ways, which I really like. I could put him here, and he would shoot that guy. But he would do it on a 1. Which means this guy doesn't get to shoot again. But I like the idea of this going here. I tell you what, here's what I'm thinking. What if, and I hate to get rid of that bonus, man. I love those bonuses, and that's the second one that's bit the dust. I'm going to put this guy here. He does a lot of things. Number one, he shoots the base. He's protecting the gauze. He's also going to shoot at the net if need be. Shoots this way as well. So he gives putting that line of fire back further gives us some protection. Question: when should we expect to receive the Neuroshima Hex or the Mullet pre-order? That's a good question. I haven't heard anything about it. Sean, I know that we have had nothing but delays from China. A lot of it has to do with shipping. There's all kinds of different delays. They had more outbreaks and things like this as they shut down production, and then they got it back up and running. But then even if it's done, trying to get it shipped is a problem because the cargo containers are normally, I think they're $5,000 for a container, and they're currently running at a $20,000-$30,000 if you want one right away. So you have to, if you want it at a more reasonable price, you're gonna have to wait. And so that's kind of where we are right now. And thinking about, like, if you need medications and things like that, those are the people who are paying the big bucks to get that stuff shipped. Whereas game companies and whatnot, they don't really need to get it out right away. So we end up in that delayed thing. And we got that traffic jam because we had all those delays, and now they're trying to move the product and get production back up again. But they can't move the product because they got so much product backed up. And so it just causes a traffic jam in shipping. So we're hoping that that'll normalize soon. But I know that those are some of the things that they're having to deal with right now. So this guy here, I could put him here, which is nice because it also offers protection to our HQ, and it's going to do 2 damage to his base. Right? If I put him over here, he's a 3, so he will take out that guy. If he takes out that guy, that means my 2/1, right? He will not do 1 damage to my base because that netter actually will do 1 damage to my base. He won't do 1 damage to my base, which is a benefit of 1. And I will be able to kill him, which will mean that that other guy will end up doing 4 damage. So while this one does 2 damage to the base, my guy over here will do 4 damage to his base, and avoid 1 damage. So that's a total of 5, right? So might make sense to go this way, but I think this gives us the biggest bang for our buck. We haven't gotten a movement draw, so we still may be able to get some movement later. We got 5 tiles left. That's important. We got a battle. This is the last time we can use a battle. We got a movement if necessary. This guy goes off on a 1. So he will die, but he will also be able to attack. This guy goes off on a 1. So my Gauss Cannon will do 1 damage to him. This guy's going to do damage. Now I can put a guy in front of this net. Let me think about that. I put a guy in front of the net. And also move this guy in. Because if I put a guy in front of the net, he will be able to shoot. So I can take up that space so he can't get to my HQ. I can shoot him. He'll still do 2 damage there. There's nothing I can do to avoid that. Do I need movement then? I can put this guy here with movement. Okay, I can put this guy here with movement. He would be clear, but he's still a 2. Hey, gummit. Oh, no, that's good. That's good. That's what we need. We need to move this guy in the way of this net. Yep. Yep. Do we want a battle? Or do we want this other guy? What's he going to do for us? What's he going to kill? Yeah, I think there's delay sending it to America, Komorowski. So let's see. I can do battle, and that would be great. So I'm gonna get rid of this, and I am gonna move this guy. Unfortunately, he can't do 2 damage though. Dadgummit. I didn't think about that. He can't do 2 damage. He's only gonna do 1 damage. That guy needs 2 damage. Dadgummit. It didn't work out exactly the way I wanted. Hold on. That guy can do 2 damage, but it happens on a 1, so it doesn't matter. I don't have a plus. Ah! All right. Well, it is what it is. We're going to go back with my plan. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to move this guy, even though it doesn't really matter. I'm going to move this guy up. It will help protect me. I'm going to do this. And then I will battle. 3. Oh, I forgot about that guy's going to do 1 damage to him. Woohoo! It's going to work out. It's going to work out. Ah, it's so good. Look, I killed him before he did anything. Ha, ha, ha. There we go. 9 to 18. Now it doesn't matter. Now it doesn't matter. Now we got them dead to rights. We got 2 battles. We can't use either because these are our last 2 tiles. It's, see, battle tile cannot be played when one of the players has no tiles in his deck. So we just throw them in the trash can. Beep, beep. Onk. Done. He puts his 2 down, and we battle. Yeah, he gets some damage on me, that's for sure. Yep. So I don't know that if you can hear it or not, but they all have different sounds. So now when a ranged weapon attacks, it does the brr sound, you know, like a sound, and then there's a hit. The melee does a shing, like a sword shing sound. The Gauze weapon, it might have been better if they used some kind of electric sound or something like that, like a laser. But they use like a longer rat-a-tat-tat sound. Don't know. Anyway, here we are. We won 13. He's only got 4. So we did a great job. It did a pretty good job with the AI. There was just a couple of things that I pointed out. Like I said, the priority on the medic didn't make a lot of sense in that one case. So, but other than that, it seemed pretty good. But hey, yeah, all the talk about when things ship, it's a mess. Hey, I got a couple of games I want to talk to you guys about. We got in a few games. Sweetlandia 300. Got this periodic, and just go through a quick first impressions on it. Give you the rundown. So let's talk about that. Board and Dice Guy posted shipping calculations on BGG with censored invoices. So just to give you an idea of how much the cost is, Komorowski, I just wanted to mention this. That's pretty wild. Yeah, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. I had people in the music industry. I'm in Nashville, so I hang out at a bar for any time I'll run into somebody in the music industry. And down on Elm Hill, when I go to various artists, we spend some time there. And there's there's 2 different guitar manufacturers just right across the street, basically, from there. And in talking to them, they're having nothing but problems getting stuff out. Yeah, the margins are just whoop, they're going away. I think some of these smaller companies are really going to struggle with that because they're relying on having that income, that profit, and if the margins dry up, they'll die. So it's better for those smaller companies just to wait it out if they can, right? I mean, you'd be better off with having some people upset about delays, maybe some of them understanding, rather than to go out of business, right? And prices will go up. I know in my company, I had to raise my prices because expenses are already hitting it. So we do a lot of travel in my company, gas and hotels, food, all of it is getting more and more expensive. Well, you can see also some of that is caused by where they paid people not to work, you know, and so there's all these people who aren't working here and getting paid to stay at home. And so now these companies need people to, you know, hey, we're opening up, we're able to serve you again, and they can't get employees in there. So now they're having to offer jobs for more wages, more benefits, that kind of stuff, which of course costs the company more money, which of course means that the prices of things that you buy from that company are going to be going up. So it's all tied together. What I wanted to tell you about is Dune House Secrets. So I got involved in this a little bit, and I got to edit some of the stuff. Me and Tyler got to sit down and work on that. It was pretty nice because they wrote it all in Polish, and then we got the interpretation, and then we were able to better English
Englishsize it. I don't know, whatever. We made it sound better. So that's what we did. I think that box looks cool. That is way cool. Now, that's not what I thought Paul would look like, but I think it's way cool. That might not even be Paul. That could be you. So that's pretty neat. I just wanted to let you know, hey, that is the pre-order for the retail version is available. That $1 Million Script is out there. And by the way, on the $1 Million Script, there's Beer and Board Games. Got their video out on $1 Million Script. I think these guys are funny as heck. Worth watching. It's the Blame Society. They originally did Englishify. They originally did the Blame Society did what is it? Chad Vader, who was the night manager for a grocery store. Anyway, so this is Matt and Aaron's project, which is called Beer and Board Games, where they drink beer and play board games. And they have a video out right now for $1 Million Script. So if you haven't watched it, make sure you watch it. Give it a like. Give it an old thumbs up. But so that's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun. And but let me talk to you about some of these. We're going to talk about Sweetlandia. Oh, Sweetlandia. Now, Sweetlandia hasn't gotten much as far as reviews go. Hadn't seen a lot on it, but I did see a making of their promo video, which was actually a good video of it in itself. So if you went to the Kickstarter website, you would watch a promo video. Well, there is a video out about them making that promo video, which is pretty cool. But if you look at it, it's a nice little tight box, right? It's got those wet spots on the board, which are pretty cool for the lake being wet like that. That's neat. And apparently this is in a world where things are made out of cupcakes. So pretty nice little package there. It plays 2 to 6 players. Plays it pretty quick. They say 30 minutes. I would say that's probably about right. I think the first time we played it, we might have taken a bit longer than 30 minutes. But I want you to take a look at these rules. Now, they're a little small. You know, I got to say that because my old eyes, I just got to keep on repeating myself until people get that I need a larger print, you know. Anyway, there's that. And the end. That's all there is to it. It's not very difficult. It's an easy game. There's just a few cards in here. You're going to have some goals that you're going for. You're going to have some bidding cards that you're going to bid on. And basically, if you win the bid, you get to go first. It's one of those kind of games. So you have a selection of cards to go get. You figure out which card you want and say, how much is that worth to me? And so you put your bid down, and the person who bids the best, well, they get to pick out the card, right? So that's it. And each card also has maybe some scoring powers or some abilities that you could get. I know one of them is you get to get rid of the other choices. So if you're playing a 3-player game, there might be 4 choices there. You take one card that says you get to get rid of another choice. Now everybody gets stuck with the 2 that's left over. So that's pretty cool. There's some of them, these cards, you play a round, and once you're done with your round, you use your bidding cards. Once all the bidding cards are done, except for one, you basically get to score everything that you've got in front of you. So all the cards that you've collected, you score. There's these things here, this is the gumball house, and it says it's everlasting. So this is everlasting gumballs. Willy Wonka. Anyway,
So they got everlasting gumballs, and so you'll get 2 points for that. Well, the thing is at the end of the round, you clear all your scoring cards, except for the everlasting. So this will be 2 points every time. So if you can get everlasting early, then you'll go through your multiple rounds, which I believe there's just 3 rounds. So you figure about 10 minutes a round, something like that. And that's it. So you'll have, I think it's like 5 bids, and everybody takes a card, and you go from there. So that's the whole thing right there. And for me, I think that these cards are really nice. They're good coloring and whatnot. It may be difficult to see on here, but they're nice cards. Everything is clear. The text is clear. You kind of get it. They have some icons. That's the road icon, and basically it says, hey, you get extra points if you have other roads, right? And you get extra points if you have other forests. So I think those icons could have been a little better, but other than that, I think that this is a pretty solid game. When I played it, and I think for what it is, just a simple bidding game. It's easy to set up, easy to play, gives you everything that you want. Now, it may not be as awesome as Nidavellir or whatever the heck that dwarf game is, where you bid and got the coins, which we're going to talk about probably next week. But for me, this one is way easier to set up, and you get kind of a similar thing. The only thing that I would say about it is basically, let me look at this real quick, is that, yeah, like the replayability may suffer possibly just a little bit. And I think that, you know, you have some tactics and strategy, but it's a card game. So there's that in there, right? I don't think it does anything extremely well, except that it's pretty, right? I think it's easy, and I think the length is good, setup is good. And I think that's the kind of thing, if that kind of mechanics interest you, this is a really sweet little package. Sweet little package. Sweetlandia. There you go. That's Sweetlandia. Now, I got this game. By the way, I should say thanks to Bob. Oh, by the way, Bob, this just in. You got a Kickstarter at my place. Kabuto Sumo. Don't know anything about it? This is Bob's. Bob just moved to Nashville, and he had to change his address, and he wasn't sure if he's going to move to a different place because he's staying in an apartment right now. So I said, Bob, just give him my work address. And so they're sending all the Kickstarters here. It's kind of funny. This right here is 300, Earth and Water. Now, number one, I want you to look at this package. Boy, that is a thin package. It is a great little game. Boy, if you're worried about how much shelving you need and stuff for games, this is a way to go. Now, listen, here's what this is about. This is about the Greeks and the Persians fighting. You ever seen the movie 300? There you go, right? That's it. But look at that. It's got that magnetic. I just love that. And it's this small little box. And look, here it is. And you got the Persians right there. They got a few discs that represent the Navy. They got some squares that represent their armies and also some scoring. And they've got some dice, right? And those dice are what they roll, sort of risk style. Although when you roll, you only count the highest. So if you roll 1 dice, then you just count the 1 dice. If you roll 2 dice or 3 dice, you only count the one that's the highest. So you're always just looking at the highest roll. And this is the Greeks. They have less armies. They have their boats as well. You have, this is for scoring, and this right here, and for keeping track of the rounds. And this right here, this little wooden stick, is for building apparently a flotilla that helped to bridge a gap so that the Persians could get across the water. I think it was some swamp or something like that. And they built a large, like, pontoon, if you will. this is the board. I think the board looks good. Looks really cool. You actually have 3 pictures of the Persian leaders here, and you have 3 pictures of the Greek leaders here. On the board itself, it tells you you start out with 6 money to spend. A card costs 1, military costs 1, and a ship costs 1. You can only buy up to 2 ships and 6 cards in any one turn. You can buy as much military as you want. These guys over here, they say you can have up to 12. You have 12 money to spend, but if you hold on to a card between rounds, you can only have 10 money. And then it's got 1 for a card up to 6. You can have as much military as you want, but it costs 1 apiece. Their boats cost 2, so it costs more for the boats. And their little flotilla thing costs 6. Now, they are down here. And in order to come over and attack the Greeks up here, they're going to have to build that flotilla across this little place right there. And that costs 6. The other way they can do it is they can have their Navy vessels, right, put guys on there and bring them over to some of these ports to attack. But they can only put 1 army guy on each boat. So it's limited attacks. So it's really difficult for them to get over, and it's difficult for the other side to, they're separated by space. So it's a very interesting little puzzle and whatnot, and it's all driven by cards. So you either spend a card to take a movement, and you get to move, or you do the action, and each card has 2 actions. You either have the Greek action or the Persian action, and each of those things on here are based on something that happened in history, which is really, really cool. So it'll say something like Oracle of Delphi, or some other thing that helps support from Syracuse. And if you look in the book here, that's card number 14, and back here it says card number 14, support from Syracuse. It says this card represents diplomacy that takes place off the map. Syracuse was a Greek colony, and the offer of its fleet to the Greeks was expected. However, Carthage, with the encouragement of Persia, blocked aid from Syracuse to the Greeks. So that's all of this, every one of these cards has a little bit of history with it. So it's kind of neat. This is just a 2-player game. Again, super easy to set up, super easy to play. 2-player, dudes on a map. Excellent game. I gave this one an 8.5. Now, the one thing that I'll say about this, I think the map looks good. I think the rules are easy. I think all of those things. The one thing that I say is that I think the replayability is going to suffer. I think it's one of those deals. It's just like Risk, where after a while you'll learn the map and you know the best moves, and there are optimized moves and optimized things. Now the cards kind of change that up because you can't control that. You'll get different cards and whatnot. I didn't even talk about the idea that if the Persians draw certain cards, the turn ends, and it only lasts for 4 rounds. The whole round ends if they draw a certain card because their king dies. So that is pretty unique, and I loved playing it. I think that, you get about 10 plays of this thing in, and you're probably going to be done, though. Probably. I don't know. It's one of those things you can come back to, but excellent. I really, really enjoyed this game. For a good, fast dudes on a map game, it was awesome. 8.5 from me. Just understand it's a small dudes on a map, so there's not a lot of change except for the cards. Periodic. So this is the other game that we had. A periodic, it's getting about a 7 on BGG. I gave it about a 6. And it wasn't like I didn't like. I like it. I like it. Let me show you a couple of things about periodic.
It's made by that Genius Games thing, right? Where they always have the science games, which I really like. I think it's totally cool that you can play a game and have fun. So they have this board here, and basically you put a pawn on there, and you move it around the periodic table, and wherever you land is what element you collect. And basically you're trying to, if I can find the cards, you have cards that you have cards that let you know, hey, you need this KR, and then you need some xenon, right? So krypton and xenon for this one. So each one has different elements that you're trying to get. So this says disinfect for pool and hot tub water. You need chlorine and bromine. So chlorine and bromine. And so then you'll have to find those on this periodic table and collect them. And when you collect them, you'll get points for them. Now the cool thing is that you could maybe, on this one, you could maybe get silver, but you didn't have a helium. You didn't get a helium, so you got one of them. You'll put a cube on that, your cube, on that, signifying that you got the first element. But you didn't get the second. Well, somebody can come in around behind you and get both of these elements. They'll score the card, which is 6 points, but you'll score for one element, which is 3. Right? So you get something for having put some cubes on there. So that's cool. All of that I like. Here's the part that kind of bugged me. These are your actions. You can move to the left and up, to the left and down, to the right and down, or to the right and up. Or you can just move straight across, left or right. If you do the straight across, you can go off the end and come back the other way. These other ones don't allow you to come off the end and go back the other way. So that's it. Those are your 5 actions. And basically, you figure out where you want to go and you make one of these choices. And what I'm trying to say is, and I think Tom Vassell kind of got me on this idea, is that sometimes in games, it might be a pretty good game, but the actions you take just aren't interesting. Like figuring out the puzzle and how to get what you want the most efficient way, that's interesting. But the actual actions that you're selecting, they're not special. They don't make me, feel awesome. By the way, the cube's very colorful. You have some neat components. I like the components. I like even the cardboard pieces. These are the 3 and 5 and 15 pieces. They're really nice. So, and these are the energy pieces, and so I like them. I think this is a good production. It's fantastic production. The thing that I didn't like about it is the action. I don't think that it has a good action selection. I think that's kind of boring. So if you take a pretty good game and you give it boring actions, you end up with a 6 in my book. Which is to say, I wouldn't ever, if somebody said they really wanted to play it, I would play it with you. I like it good enough. I just, a little bored of the actions. Just didn't find it, yay, let's do that thing that's cool. There wasn't any cool. It was just, there still were moments where you take a turn. Hold on a second. There were moments when you took turns and you got to do some cool stuff. I was able to go here and then there, and it was like a really good turn, and I got a lot of points, and that made me feel good. So that feels like a pretty good game because you have those moments. But actions were just kind of boring, right? Move to the right, move up. There wasn't any variety there. There wasn't any do this to do this. It was just, I moved there, so therefore I put my little marker on there, and that'll be 3 points later, and maybe if I get the whole card, I'll get more points, It was good. I mean, as far as a learning game, it's awesome. This is definitely something like a teacher or something like that. Absolutely, 100%. This is like one of the better learning games. I just think the actions are boring.
So, yep, I think that's it. That's what I've got. I have no idea what you got here, Bob, but maybe we'll play that this week. Huh? I played a few other games, and I'm going to share those with you next week as well. So I'm doing pretty good as far as playing games. Hey, I don't know if I told you, but I went to a thing that we call Cabin Con, and it was last week. But I met a guy that, man, he was like Eric Summer dead on. I mean, he sounded like him. He acted like him. It was amazing. It was an Eric Summer doppelganger. He lives here in Nashville. Amazing. Anyway, old Jim. Jim's his name. So, anyway, that's my excitement. I hope you guys have a good week. Hey, make sure you're checking out some of these videos Ignacio's been putting out. Man, I have really enjoyed these videos, and he's putting out one a day, and they're good. Merrick is like editing. He is an editing fanatic, and they've got great pacing, and they're giving you insight. I'm really looking forward to 11. By the way, I have gotten some access to 11, and I'm going to try that out if I can. I probably won't be able to do it tonight. I'll try, but by tomorrow I should be able to have done that. So by next week, I'm going to be able to give you a little bit of what I think about 11 and how it plays. So I'm kind of excited about that. Of course, it's where it is right now. Ignacy, you know, in his videos, he was kind of tearing them up, right? Saying like, oh, this is, you know, I don't know if I like this, and we got to change these things, and we're going to send it out, and it's not done, and all this kind of stuff, you know, send out demo units. But, you know, Ignacy's one of those guys where I think he's got a really good game. He's just making it better, right? Got a great game that he's going to make awesome, and that takes some time. And so he's going to ship a game that's great to people so that they'll have demo copies. And then later, when it ships to us after Kickstarter, it'll be awesome. I guarantee it. I trust him. I mean, he hasn't let me down. So anyway, y'all be good. Have a great week. And I will see you next time. Adios.